Hello guys and girls, this is your guy Sheppy, Kyle.S, whatever you want to call me. Um, yeah, um, did want to go through this. Didn't know if I wanted to make this video, but it's about when I first, found out I had Melas syndrome. Um, Obviously I've gone through a few facts. I did make a video, when the doctor told me about you know, uh, Melas syndrome, and that's what I've got because they done blood tests and everything. It had, I didn't really know what it was about at first, so I tried looking up, the condition, and it did sort of scare me a little bit. There was obviously the fact that it's non-curable. There's the fact that it's related to epilepsy. As far as the seizures, um, the cramps, the strokes, stroke episode, um, and then loss of like muscle strength. So if you're doing lifting or anything, um, it does sort of go far as like your memory wise as well, which is a bit of a you know shit situation. Um, Sorry for my language, but that's the way I thought about it. After I looked up quite a lot of stuff, there was obviously the tablets that I've been given. I basically feel like I've been shoving tablets down my throat for the past, I'd say a good maybe 4, 6 months now. It feels like. Um, Yeah, as far as the seizures, the muscle strength, the headaches as well, it sort of feels like a normal. They sort of feel like a normal type of thing. I've looked up through obviously the books like the Walking the Walls, which was dedicated to a patient who passed away, and that was at the David Lewis Center. I have looked up online stuff as well, but there's also the situation which my grandma actually reminded me of. Not a lot of things online or on books can be true. It could be cured. I don't really know so far. I haven't really been told anything. I know the tablets, as far as what I'm taking, have sort of kept me down a bit. I know sometimes they make me drowsy. I think through the midday at least anyway. There's one which I take which does make me drowsy quite a bit. Um, as far as my situation, I know, or like through my experience, I have had pain through like my arm. I couldn't even lift up, my laptop or anything, whilst I was moving stuff around. There was the sort of, what was it, the headaches which I've had. There's, as far as seizures, I haven't had one since I was at RVI, so that's a good thing. Um, as far as far as like the muscle strength, I do get. There's the sort of like I couldn't really feel my hands. So if I did tell the doctors or the nurses as well, which are passing along to the main doctors, which I have, which is sort of like a stroke type of thing. It's a little bit of a, as far as like a, like a I can't say it right, motor skills. They've been fine so far. Just obviously the once like episode, but I couldn't lift up my laptop. I was like what's happening, you know. You used to be able to pick up a laptop, pick up a book, but had that for maybe one day, so it's like a off and on type of thing from my experience so far. Obviously, me giving you guys and girls the same situation, like the patients anyway, which I'm giving this to, as well as obviously the parents, because they've got to see their children have this experience, their situation as well. Me saying this doesn't exactly give off a type of good reaction or a bad reaction, because obviously you can't really tell if I'm telling the truth or not. I know obviously I've shown, you know, a little bit of a file. It does sort of say Melas syndrome, which I've been diagnosed with. Yeah, my first reaction was, I'm not really sure what it is, or what it's about. I know it's sort of struggled with my head a little bit, like some stuff I could do, but I can't do anymore, from my experience. It has troubled me a little bit. I've tried distracting myself, as I've mentioned through a few of my videos, doing music, which does help. It sort of distracts me quite a bit. There's, you know, playing on the PlayStation, maybe obviously making these videos, it sort of distracts myself by looking up even more, but at the same time, it's good to look up more. As far as reading as well, that helps, and maybe drawing. There is a. Ooh, I can't find it. There is a. There it is. A neuro. I can't even say neuro. New. Bloody hell! I feel like an idiot. Neurographic art, which is a type of therapy. It's from someone as well. I got this from the librarian, but she found this, which helps with autism as well. Which there is a situation where I have autism, which I haven't. Like, I know some people through secondary school and primary school used to say, oh, you may have autism or something like that, which I wasn't diagnosed with until later on. And, you know, I didn't really know about it. Like, I knew one of my friends had it, but at the same time, I didn't really know much about it, because I've got a full-on book about, you know, autism there, BP, and few other bits. The one thing I want to say is that obviously the doctors, they can have it wrong eventually. Might just be the way I come across things, the way I think about things as well. It might be down to people who have taught me stuff, such as, I want to say my granddad, in other words, he's taught me quite a lot. You know, I hope he's having a good time, you know. I don't want to say heaven, because at the same time, I don't really believe in, you know, the religion or anything like that. But, you know, I hope he's good anyway. I do miss him. It was actually before I had all these conditions, apart from when I had the seizure down south. Obviously, when I had a car crash, but I had the seizure in the waiting room for the hospital. I am kind of going through quite a bit. It was not just from last year, but this year as well. And obviously, I've still got to think, looking towards the future, and something which my granddad did used to say, it is what it is, so just go on with it. And my dad actually, he used to say, shit happens, you know, with obviously experience with my mum, everything else. I'm sort of trying to go through a lot, but trying to help other people towards the future as well. Like if they have any sort of try to they get through a diagnosis or anything like they're going through a mental health type of crisis. Uh, Not just for obviously men, but for women as well. Any patient really, even if they categorize themselves as not male and not female, but they're both. I'm not really gonna go into that too much. Uh, Besides that, it is what it is, and that's what I'm going through in my head. I am trying to help people, not just me but others. Besides that, I have been reading a lot, and it is about depression because whilst you're in hospital, taking that long, I feel like it's been about 6 months, maybe even more, just down to being down south as well. It sort of includes. But yeah, I hope you guys and girls get the message that I'm trying to get across, and the fact that things which you see online sometimes can be true, sometimes can't be true, but also your situation, it is what it is. Just try to get through it, maybe distract yourself, even if it's watching movies, videos, because I go through, Disney and stuff like that. But I'll see you guys and girls later. This is your guy, Sheppy, or Kyle.S, meaning Kyle Shepherdson. I see you guys and girls later.